Hello everyone, it's Ebba again. Today I'm going to be working on the final in our Page Pocket series that I'm going to be doing. There may or may not be new ones put into the My Porch Prints Etsy shop, but I'm not going to be probably doing them. If I decide later, I might change my mind, who knows. But for now, this is going to be the last of the Page Pockets series. I have put together a playlist for these so that if you want to watch all of them, you can as a playlist. They're over on our channel page. You can look under the playlist. We have quite a few now. I went through and spent a few hours sorting through the few videos that we have compared to others. We have a few videos, but sorting through the videos and getting them all into some sort of playlist. So there's quite a lot of playlists there, but it helps to sort them out for both you and us and kind of keep things straight. Anyway, so you will be able to get to this one in the playlist, and all of the other Page Pockets. I've made their own playlist, so they're under Folio Page Pockets. I think it says Page Pocket Series. I think that's what the name of the playlist is. Anyway, you'll recognize it. You'll be able to know what it is. So Page Pockets number 5, this one is. Again, it's a My Porch Prints one, and you can get this at their Etsy shop. Just go there and look up Page Pockets, and all of them will come up, and then you'll be able to pick and choose which ones you want to do, if you want to do any of them. And you can also go to My Porch Prints on YouTube, look them up, and then go to their channel page and search for Page Pockets, and all of them, the things will come up. I have put in the last couple of videos, and this one included, the link to their actual YouTube video, so that if you want, after you finish watching mine, you want to go over and have a look and see what she actually does and how she puts it together. Hopefully mine's not too confusing. I'm trying very hard to keep them as sort of unconfusing as possible, giving you a few hints and tips and things as I go along of things that I've kind of run into or done or whatever. So we're going to get started on this one. Now this one is a little bit on the challenging side, in that it goes together in a certain way, and you kind of have to be careful putting it together. Having said that, you can make changes to any of these folios in any way you wish to. There is sort of a set back and front kind of thing, but beyond that, do what you wish. Okay, I'm setting that aside because it's not needed anymore. I've got my gray mat today. I'm so good. This pile of things is the main base. This is the folio. I've got another pile over here that you might be able to sort of see the edge of, and that is the ephemera that comes with it. The first thing you want is your page or your panel A. In a panel A, you print it on cardstock, you cut it out, and you fold it in half. So I've done that. Oh. Panel A, get rid of that. Panel A is like this. It has a kind of a back and a front, and on the inside, or on this side, it's blank. It's pretty blank. Now, I was going to, if I can reach it, sorry. I was going to get my ink out this time. This ink. And I was going to get a thing, and I was going to ink up the edges, the white edges on this one, just to show you how you do that kind of thing. Because when you put things in here, as you've seen in the other ones, if you've watched them, there can be a white edge in between. So if you take your ink, put some ink on, and fold this back and ink the edge, you can actually leave it open and ink the inside like this. I might just do a strip, because on either side then it'll be sort of faded. And just do something like that so that you get the center will be darker. Because it's folded, it's got more fiber for the ink to sink into, which is why it does the darker. And then, you know, just sort of rub along like that. And that will really help with that. And I want to do that on, there's a couple of other places. Anyway, this is your basic folio, and this is the center fold. Now, Stephanie at My Porch Prints does the inside, and this becomes the cover. I want to do this as the inside. I want this as my cover because I've got sort of things I would like to do with this instead. So I'm going to do this as my cover rather than the part, or am I? No, I'm sorry, I changed my mind on that. I am actually going to do this part as the cover. Sorry. I mixed myself up there because I was thinking of doing one thing and then, you know how it goes. When you're crafting, you kind of change your mind. Now, this is the panel that's supposed to go here. And it's got this really nifty spiral look to it. And it's like a spiral binding to it. And I thought that really looks nice. I like it. But then, when she was putting on her pockets for the front, she was using this as the pocket, and it covers up the spiral. And there is this one that is used on the other side. There's a thing comes, there's a part comes here, and there's another piece, and you use this to sort of go here. And I thought, okay, that's really cool, but I don't really want to cover this up with this thing. I don't want to cover my spiral up. So what I did is I Photoshop, and I'm, proficient in it. So what I did is I went into the PDF file that you get for this, and I copied just this image, just for myself. This is not something I'm selling or anything, but I copied that image and I took it into Photoshop, and I reversed the image so that I very foolishly did not print it in 300 DPI, which I should have done, because then it would have matched the color. As it is, I did it at computer DPI, which is 72. So it doesn't match the color, but that's okay. So we're going to take panel C, and it will become our cover. So this is going to be the cover of the book, and we are going to have, don't throw the wrong thing away. We're going to have, we're going to have this on, because if this is going to be the front, then I think it would look better if the spiral continues, and it looks like, it looks like the actual spiral. Then when we get to the inside, and we're doing this place here, I'll show you, but this is going to be the thing. So it almost looks like these two are one, and anyway, in my mind. So we're going to do this. We're going to lay that down, and we'll put that up there for now. And this is going to be the front. And I like that it's very plain, because then you can do stuff with it. And then panel B goes on the other side. It goes here. And it also has pockets and what have you. That it's got like a pocket that goes with it. And we'll do that later. But this is panel B. Yes. I'm getting myself very confused. Okay. So this is panel B. So when we close the book, this is going to be the back, this is going to be the front. So that will be your back, that will be your front, and that will be your back. Yes. So let's put it on the end to get to the inside here, and we'll get these two panels put down. And then we'll get the other two things in here too. All right, glue. So we glue all the way around on these. And that way, it's down solid. I always put a little scribble in the middle. You don't have to, but I always do. Basically, it cleans off the bottom end. So lay this in now. And sort of, how you want to make sure that it's in on the edge. If it's going to hang over, let it hang over, because you'd rather have it hanging over than, sitting off. And then you're going to fold it to make sure There it is. Now there's a little bit, and seeing as how I'm inking, you know, there's a little bit showing here, so I'm going to do this. Now this is why I like having my mat, my good mat here. Because I can do this, I can scribble along, and later on I can just wipe that up with baby wipe or cloth. A cloth works too. And I'm just going to do the whole edge because there's a little bit of white showing, and this will help hide it, and it just adds a little to the edge. So yeah, I don't do this very often on my things, especially when I'm sort of demonstrating more than anything. But you know, sometimes you just gotta. Now I'm going to use a paper towel and a bit of this stuff. This is just hand sanitizer. This particular one, I don't even know if it's got oil or alcohol in it, but most of them do, so they kind of can clean the ink up really quickly and really easily. They also make the glue. They also make the glue go. So you know, because they'll clean the glue off. The hand sanitizer stuff will clean the glue off too. I wasn't going to sit here and do this, but there you are. So there, we'll put that to there. Now let's get B. There it is. I like this. I like this picture. Anyway, let's get B. I'm inking and not. Oh, good God. That's the thing. Inking confuses me sometimes. So I'm inking instead of wiping, and instead of gluing, and you know, because the ink is there, and you know. And I grab it and I go, oh no, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be doing, get the glue bottle, not the ink thing, and there's something sticking up in the air. That's all. That's all. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Good stuff. There we go. And we do that. And then bring you forward. And we'll do this. Yeah, you put it on the edge. Line it up on the edge of your paper as well, if you can. I'm going to kind of see if I can get it to, yeah, sort of. There. Now, this one also has a teeny bit of white showing. So, there. I'm just going to go along the edge real quick. Nothing major. Just to even it up, you know, so it all looks like it belongs. So that's the exterior. That's the exterior of the folio. Now we're going to turn to the inside. Now we have two panels here with little flaps. Oh, I found my small scoreboard, so I can actually use it today, which is good because although I scored everything else, I forgot to score these two pieces. Which of course figures. You know, if you're going to do something, do it half-ass. Oh dear. Anyway, yes, let's score this. I do like this little one in a lot of ways. You know, it's fairly easy. I've marked it. The colors are mine, not they didn't come that way. It makes it a lot easier for me to see a line, and I need to do that with my big one too. Okay. So with this, I'm again folding this back and forth just to make sure that it's going to be able to move, because this is going to be a page. And you over there, take you off. There, and this is going to be a page. Now, oh, I've got two of these. I must have been planning to put two in because there's only one in the kit. So I must have originally planned on putting two in, maybe. Or I, you know, cut two and said, oh, well, we'll just keep it with that. I don't know, whichever. These actually got printed quite a while back. Have been sitting in an envelope, waiting for me to get around to them. I did the cutting out a good month ago, prepping to do the rest of these page pocket things. And yeah, this is, now, here's the thing, is with this, I'm going to set this aside for a minute. I might come back to that and put it in. Okay, so this, this one is meant to go on this side and it flips back. You glue these together, we'll do that in a moment. And then you flip this backwards. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim that off before I can do that. But you do this backwards like this and you put it in and it goes here. This is how it's meant to be. And this gets glued this way on this side. And then you can use the little thing, this, to cover up this, and it fits that. But this is taller than this by quite a bit. And I like the idea of this being in front of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that. I'm going to take this, I'm going to set it on here like this. And I'm going to draw myself a little line, if I can find a pencil. There we go. Draw one. And make sure that the bottom is on the bottom. So I want this the right size, you see. And that the line, the crease, is on the crease. You see what I'm going to do? And I'm going to cut this there. So I'm going to cut this like this and like this. Now this one can go in the front underneath the other thing that's supposed to cover it up and make it look nice. There. And I actually cut it, when I cut here, I cut on the inside of full, so that, you know, it's actually the page, not the whole line. Now I do have to trim this off, however, because it is a little bit too long. I get my longer scissors for this, or a little trimmer. Maybe I'll get a little trimmer. Now, I do have little things, but when I was originally buying stuff, I couldn't afford to buy the big stuff because it's expensive. There's nothing cheap about any of it. And so I bought little stuff. The only trouble is a lot of the little stuff doesn't work the way you need it to. So, like this is great for small things like this. Not so good if you want to cut a full-size sheet because one won't fit in here. An 8.5 part will, but the 11 won't. And there's no thing here to pull out that adds on your inches. So it's limited, which is why I only use it now and again, which is why it tends to kind of get lost in the shuffle. All right, so we've done that. Okay, so now this one is the one I'm going to use on this side, because for me, that will make me more happy. And this one is going to go here and goes that way. And I have to trim this one off too, obviously. Come back here, little trimmer. Come on, don't cut me. I don't need that kind of nonsense. Now, this one is going to be it's going to be a little bit different from the other side. So when we glue it, it might, you know, have an issue. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it just hides itself. Because we need it to hide itself like that. So that this can fold over this way. Okay. Got it. Sit in there. You hear a clatter, it's because I've had an avalanche. Okay, so let's glue these guys together. Now this I'm going to ink. I got to ink this. Again, we're inking. We're inking today. Oh my goodness. My ink pads are dry and crumbly. It's because they're ancient. I bought them so long ago. Some of them came with kits, and some of them I bought, but it's been like they've been a few years. Oops, shouldn't have done that. That's okay. And I'm going to do the same over here on this too. This one at least still has ink on it. You can refresh them with water. I just haven't got there yet. I know. Get busy. Yeah. There. Okay. Ink on. No. Ink on the desk. Oh. The thing with the inks is they stay wet, so then they get on your stuff. So I need my paper towel again. What's this cleaner? Oh, David brush cleaner. Maybe that'll work. What do you think? That was when I bought some brushes. It's an elf thing. The elf makeup brushes make really good brushes, and they're cheaper. Some of them are cheaper than the Crafty ones. You put the word craft on things, and all of a sudden you've got all this expense going on with it. On some things. And then others not. It smells nice anyway. It's not choking me up. Some things do. It's one of the joys of having COPD is some things make you choke. Most perfumes are really bad. They actually make you they can, if it's a really strong perfume. It's why hospitals and places are asking you not to wear perfumes now, because there are a lot of people with COPD, and it really, really can, well, it can almost kill them. It'll close up the windpipe area, close up your little pipes, and then you can't breathe. And it's really scary when it happens. When I had it happen once, when I was somewhere where somebody had to wear some kind of really strong perfume, and we had to be there. But there it is. All right, so that's that one in place. This is the one I wasn't meaning on using. I glued it. It's good. It's all glued. That's that one in place, and I wasn't using it. That's all right. Let's get over to this one then. Let's do the one we really meant to do. Yeah. There, look at that. That looks better. And then this one. I'll do this one. And then we'll get over to putting these in. Stop it. Sometimes they just have to fight with you. There. So it's pretty much the same color when I, inked it, so it's all good. All right, so this guy's going to go here and going to go on this side. We ink this, or we glue. That's what we're using. Not paint, not ink, glue. We're gluing. All right, so we're gluing. There we go. Gluing. And now I'm laying it on this side so that I can close the book, get this lined up on the bottom, more or less straight, and then close the book like this and keep this in place along the edge, along that interior edge, pushing it in there until the glue kind of catches. Push. Yeah, there. Okay, so that one goes like that. And this one goes in here. It's going to go on this side, like this. I want to glue here. And then these become little pages. Now, because we're going to put pockets on them, of course, you can't use all of the writing area. So there is that. But anyway, so let's do this like this, pushing it down in. Because we want it to go down in. Oh, I also want it to be even on the bottom. So let's just move that. There we go. Good? Are you good? Okay, good. Alright. This is going a lot better than the one I did yesterday. Well, that one was kind of... Anyway, Now this, what I'm going to use to cover this. Like that. And see, because I cut this off, it now covers it. If I hadn't, that part would have stuck up there and been, you know, unsightly. Let's just say that. Now, one thing I do want to do is I'm going to put a little bit of brown along this edge. Because this being a sort of brown on brown book, we have a lot of brown on brown in these sorts of kits. And it being a brown on brown book, you know, sometimes you just need to ink it a little bit to make it stand out a little. Now, this is a pocket. So the top part, crooked part is your pocket area. And you've got two ways you can choose to do the pocket. You can choose to leave this side open, as well as this side, which allows things that are, you know, maybe a little fatter or something to fit in there a little better. Or you can choose to do the three sides. I'm going to do two sides. So I'm going to do you have to do the back side that's along the spine, and then you have to do the bottom in order to make it into a pocket with the bottom done. Unless you're doing one in the middle of a page, in which you can do it, and then it's more like a belly band, but it's a pocket. It can be a pocket. Or if you're making an extended pocket one that's longer than norm. Oops. 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 I'm making this come out to the edge of the page here. And because I haven't glued it down, you know, and that gives me a little bit of room here for this to all close. As we get fatter and fatter, of course, it gets harder and harder for the book to stay closed. But there. So that's that one. Now over on this side, we have another one, which is this. And it's this big long one. So we can put this in here, like this. Then it becomes a long pocket. And I want to get my, where are you, big guy? There it is, my big guy here. My 1-inch punch, and approximately in the middle, go this way, approximately in the middle, and about a third of the way, in the hole of the punch. And you kind of see that. I want to punch a hole. Ooh-wee! That was fun. That went flying. And that gives a little hole there. And then, of course, let's just, yeah, this is inking day. We're inking. Inking day. Okay, ink. Ink, 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 ink. Ink on the bottom. Ink on the top. Ink on the little curve. I mean, you can even ink on the inside if you want to, like a, you know. But you don't need to, like this, it's not necessary. Because there's nothing going to be showing. Alright, sit. So now we do this on, again, on three sides. So we want the ends and the bottom, because it's a pocket, not a belly band. If we wanted to, I mean, you could not put this notch and do it in the middle, and it would be a belly band. You just do the top and the bottom. If you're going to do that, you don't do the back side. So here we go. There we go. And that covers up that one. So we want to leave enough space that this can close this way. Okay. You want to get it as straight as you can, not push it crooked like I just did. Move it backwards a little bit. There. There. Okay. There. Alright. Good. Good. And if you have a little, I've got a little end here that's hanging over the end. And you know, you can just nip that off. Just take your scissors and just, you know, sort of nip it off. Sliver it. There. Oops. That's my drink off to the side there, getting smacked with a pair of scissors. All right, now, so that's the pockets on the inside. Oh, this is panel B's pocket. Now this was panel A. Panel B was this back one. That's what it is. Yeah, this was panel B. So its pocket is this one. Now, so it goes on there like that. And again, I'm going to ink the edge because it does have some white showing on the edge here. And if this is too big, too wide, you know, nip a little bit off of it on either side, either one side or the other, just to make it fit a little bit better. I still haven't found my bag of these things, these sponges. It's over there somewhere, I don't know. You know, things, they get moved and then they get stuck in a drawer. When I get crafting lots of things, I end up with, you know, a desk full of stuff. And I take it, if I'm, you know, going to another craft, like moving on to a different thing, then I end up with a pile of stuff sitting over there. And then I have to go through it, and I have to put it all away where it belongs. Yeah, it's not always easy, but you know, you do what you do. Okay, so this one is slightly smaller than the width, which means I'm going to kind of center it in there. And I'm going to do all three sides because this is on the back. It's, you know, the one on the inside, it will sort of protect itself from being curled. But this one on the back could end up getting curled if it gets too much stuff in it or, you know, something like that. So you got to be careful when you're using these pockets, depending on where you're putting your things in. But see, I left this one, that's not glued. So everything else is glued. Then I'm just going to kind of center this and put it down to the bottom. Kind of center it between so that it's, you know, sitting on the edge, kind of. There. So now we've got that pocket. All right, so now we've got, you know, your pocket here, and there's pockets that go on these flaps as well, because otherwise they don't really have much of a use. So this one is going on the front. I've decided on that for sure. I am going to ink it. I'm going to put some brown on it. Get around here. Right now it looks more gray just because of the way that I printed it. Like if you just straight print from something like Photoshop, it will default to a picture for a computer, and computers, well, they don't need a huge, they don't need like 300 dpi. A computer only needs 72 dpi, which is dots per inch, on a normal monitor, and on the more high-end monitors, 96. That's as much as they can see. And it's always been that way, so, you know, it's just a thing. And so when you're printing, when you're in something like Photoshop, you have to go into the images and set the image size, and you have, that's something you need to set, is like the DPI on it. I didn't do that, which was silly. Okay, I'm back to using this stuff, because the other stuff is a little too perfumey. I don't want any more of it in here. It's okay for right now. It's not hurting me. But if I put more in the air, I might be choking. And then I wouldn't be able to finish the video, and, you know, then I'd be cross, and we don't want that. Okay. I'm gradually getting off. I have a ton of glue down here that got there the other day, I think. I don't know what I was doing when I put all that glue. Anyway, you never know with me. I'm crafting. I'm busy. Okay, that looks better. Alrighty. So now it kind of fits a little bit better on the thing. But I really like that it's got the, you know, the stuff. It's got the lines. It looks like it belongs now. Okay, where's my glue? There it is. Shoved it off to the side. Can't see my glue. Yeah. Okay, and this one again, I'm going to do the 3 sides because otherwise it could end up looking kind of bent and out of shape after a while, you know. Especially if you're using it, like if you use these things, taking them on a shelf and off a shelf and that kind of thing, then you have more chance of things like if you leave this loose, it bending and getting out of shape. All right, can you see that? I gotta bring this down a bit, I think. Okay, there. Now we want it right on the edge here, so that the lines more or less line up, like that. Yeah. I like that. I like that look better than this would have. I wouldn't have liked this. I would have, you know, even moving it, even if I cut it off, if I would have to cut right on the, I couldn't leave the frame. I'd have to cut the whole thing off in order for it to fit on there, so that it wasn't covering those, because that would really annoy me, them covering those. So we can use it someplace else or put it in as a piece of, you know, you can write on the back of it and whatever. Okay, now we have these. These are called panel D, and I don't know which one was panel D. I think it was this guy. I think it was this. So we can either put alphabet or flowers one side or the other. See, this is too big for this thing. This uses these little things they're using as pockets. These. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these off. They can become ephemera, and this can just be a writing on thing. That's just going to become for writing on. I think that's what I'm doing. All right. Now, because this one is facing the middle, the spine, I am going to leave this flap open because then you can get things in and it's not going to be a pain. Because sometimes it can be. You close off the 3 sides and you're next to the spine, and then you can't get whatever it is you're trying to get into there in, and you know, this way you can kind of slide it in from the side if you need to. There, that's nice, and I'm fitting it on the edge and on the bottom, and then the side is naturally coming away from there because I trimmed it earlier. Before, you didn't see me do that. That was trimming time. I measured and I trimmed. Some of it I got, you know, others not so much, but you know. Anyway, so this one I'm not going to leave this. Am I? Yeah, no, I'm gonna glue 3 sides on this because it's sitting on the edge. Again, you know, I kind of think of if I'm doing something with this, putting things in and out of it and that sort of thing. Like you could use these folios for storing things, you know, like if you've got papers and things like that. You could put them in and store them into these folios. Now some of them just wouldn't be big enough to do it, but you know, most of these pockets are pretty decent size, so you could actually tuck a paper in there or something, you know, if you need it. All right, so that is it for me for pockets and such. Okay, for me the folio is done. I did not decorate the front here. Let's look and see what we've got to do that with. We could put La Ballon on there just to decorate it. That could be kind of cool. Or Western Union Telegraph. How about that? Telegraph. It's got the name and address of somebody where they're staying. I can't even read what town is that in. I don't know. Can't read it. Anyway, it looks like there's three names on there. So, but that could be cool. What else do we have? We've got envelopes that have stuff. We've got this kind of thing. Oh, we got this guy. It's just like a butterfly kind of thing with numbers. Yeah, we'll leave him as a writing thing. What do we got here? Got more writing things. Now these I am again not going to be gluing. I'll leave them unglued as writing places, and I like one can go here. No, not on there. That's the same number. I love how these are, always the same numbers. They go that way from person to person too. You'll see the same numbers from one person to another person, completely different person, but they're all using the same stuff. So not all the time, but a lot of times you see the same from person to person. Now I could. No, I don't like that thing. That could be ephemera. The calendar. Maybe. No. No, because you can't see it once it's inside there. No. So that's ephemera. We'll tuck that in the front. Yeah. Once you put something into the envelope, into the slot, it's kind of gone. Ooh, round thing. Round thing. I like round things. Here, let's do this. Round thing. Don't. Oh, pardon me. Horology maker. Utrecht. I don't know what a horology. Horology. Horlogie maker. I wonder what that is. Something to look up. Should have read that before I came, and then I could have pretended I was smart and told you. I know what a horology is, do you? Yeah, I'll look it up though. I'm interested. What did that mean back in the day? Whoops, back in their day, not my day. Back in my day, wasn't that old? Wasn't that long ago? I mean, it is long ago, but it's not that long ago. This looks like 1800s type of stuff. So possibly even earlier, but definitely in the 1800s, I think. There, that's something on the front there. Then we're going to stick the calendar in, and that's the front. Now, le ballon. Where do you want to sit? You want to sit in this? Yeah, you do. And this can sit in this too. Look at that. There, we got our stuff. We're going to send a message. And over on this side, let's put this in here. Now these are little envelopes, and these are little envelopes that you make up, right? And these are little things that are supposed to go into the envelopes. I am not cutting the little things to go into the envelopes. They can sit in here with the envelopes, Maybe there'll come a day, but I doubt it very much. So they can just all go, they're going to go in here. This pocket will fit. Maybe it will not. Okay, how about this pocket? No, I'm going to have to cut that down. That's okay. We shall cut it. Cutting it in half. Mini envelope. Ephemera. Mini envelopes. Now it will go in here. You see, it will go like this, and the envelopes can all go in like this and like this. There we go, little envelopes. And they just fit nice in there. So there we are. Well, that one can go this way so you can know it's there. Or it'll get lost. It's going to get lost. There we go. All right. Good. And then this needs something, doesn't it? A couple of note things. Yeah, I'll put notes in there. Make a note. Yeah, take a letter. That would have been in the old days. Take a letter. All right. Now I'm going to put these words in here. And there's some things if you want to click to whatever you're kind of pulling out. Maybe come in handy for things like that. Because I'm missing the two pockets here, I have an overabundance of things. Now this thing here, Stephanie used these two pieces to decorate her front. I'm not going to. I'm just going to tuck them in here and whatever. More ephemera. I'm telling you, ephemera. You got ephemera coming out your ears when you get these kits. I never know what to do with it all. Yeah, There it is. There, butterfly in the back. Oh, little paper, little piece of paper. You're going to make a note on the front. Oh yeah, you can make a note on the front. Here, take a note. There, all right. And that is it, folks. That is page pocket number 5. Done the way I like. I mean, it's not necessarily the way it was originally intended, but it is the way I like. I do like that this is smaller in front of this rather than the other way around. And yeah, I really quite like it. I'll probably, most of these things are kind of standing up, and I'm going to be putting ribbon or something to tie them up on most of them, because when I try and do things with fasteners, like even Velcro and stuff, I end up with it breaking or not being good. So anyway, so that is that. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you had fun watching and maybe even joining in and making this thing with me. But yeah, you know, head on over. If you really like grungy type of stuff, go and look at My Porch Prints, because they've got lots and lots of journals and folios and all sorts. And a lot of it is in the grungy sort of style, so you probably really like them. And that's going to be it for the Page Pockets folio series. Like I said before, you can check them all out in the playlist that we've got. So yeah, so I'll say goodbye for this time. Do the liking and the subscribing and you know, the comments and things. It really helps any channel. It helps us all out. When you do little things like that, it's not costing you a thing except a couple of clicks, a couple of bits of time. And it really, really can help, because it helps your channel get put forward or my channel get put forward to other people who might be interested in seeing it. Okay? So just asking. And have a really good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
Hi, I'm back. I know you thought the video was over, but it really wasn't, because I have something to show you. Now, during the interim, and it's been actually a couple of days since I videoed that last one, I decided to decorate this up and make it brighter. I'm a person who likes bright. I like bright colors. I like you know, brightness in my life. So I needed to do this. So what I did on the front cover is I took those acrylic paints that I have that are the pearls, and I painted parts of this, of the circle. And then I found this. I went through a couple of, I've got zipper bags that I use for putting things into and storing things. And I found this in one of the zipper bags, left over from a magazine kit that I had gotten with birds. So I thought that was really cute. Put it on the front. On the inside here, I found this thing that said, "You're marvelous." So it was cut out. It was already cut out. Just the shiny part. And I just took my pens, my felt pens, and just colored in the rest. And just in plain colors, just, you know, just coloring them in, just to give it a little bit of color on that page. Over here I found this card, little card thing, and I colored it, just glued it on there, cut it out, glued it on, and you know, put it on that little note card area. Down over here, I don't know if you will remember this from one of the cards we did. It was this little piece that was left over, and it just fit here. So I put that on there, and back over here, I found this. Hopefully it's not glaring at you. It says, "Friends like you are special and few." It's kind of got a kind of a Christmassy decorative on the corners, but I'm fine with that. It's nice and cheerful and bright, and brightens the thing up for me. And then on the back side, I found these two things, and I didn't color them, but I just put them on there just to do something on that space. And I just wanted to come in and just show you, go through your things. If you don't like what it looks like when you're done any of the folios, you don't really like, and it's because it's dull, or it doesn't have colors that you like or whatever, and add them. Like, I really love reds. I love reds. I don't necessarily care whether it's red and green or whatever, but I love reds. and yellow, reds and yellow. And I just threw the blue in just to kind of break it up, because if it was all red and yellow, it wouldn't have shown up the same. But this just says, "You're blooming marvelous." It's hard to read, but it was one of those things I cut out trying my machine, and yeah, turned out really cute. So I wanted to show you. So if you're, if you're looking to kind of dress something up, go through your stuff. Oh yes, and I found this ribbon. Now, this lace, this is actually vintage. It's not antique, but it is vintage. That is as old as it looks, and it is it is yellowed with age. I thought it really suits this folio, so I cut some off. When I bought it, it was, I have it over here. When I bought it, it was kind of balled up, and it wasn't nice and straight or anything. So I got an old card. I think it's from a cereal box, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I can't see what the ad is on it, but anyway, I got it from a cereal box, and I put the ribbon on it, the lace onto that. So you don't need to make those fancy things. I mean, they're lovely, and I really want to do that with my drawer full of ribbons, but it's not an essential. You can actually store them quite nicely on cards like this. Just, use up some of your cereal boxes and cut some cards. So that is it. I just wanted to come back and show you that. Gary is working on this video right now, editing and everything, so it will be going up in the next, I don't know, week or so. Sometime over the next week or so, it'll be going up. Yeah, so have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.